Stuck in this dream, a reoccurring.
It's solid, eh? I think a few of us are going to get a beating. Could be some carnage on the screen, definitely.
Fast in slow motion.
That's the art of the sport, that's the beauty of it.
We're here to test who we are as skilled watermen.
That's not over till it's over. I think everyone will be fighting right to that last leg for sure, and I know I won't be giving them an inch. It's a show time.
Yeah, go time.
Go time.
Shannon Eckstein is going to win this first race.
Probably didn't deserve to win, but I'll take it.
We wanted that pretty badly. That was a big day today.
Not to leave me tooth, did it?
Oh, Eckstein's in the sand.
I didn't push him. I felt his hands on my shoulders. If they take that away from me, I'll be broken.
Oh,
I had to dig deep, man. I don't think I've dug that deep for a couple of years.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach in New South Wales. We are about to get underway with the Nutri-Grain Ironman series. I'm Corbin Harris, joined by Reece Jury. Buddy, you've been at this beach, probably competed for 10 years, right?
Yeah, I've competed here a lot, and it's a great place, a great venue. And haven't we had some stuff going down at Newcastle Beach over the last few rounds? So it's going to be an exciting day of racing, and a lot's going to happen out here today.
Tension has been in the air, mainly between Pooley and Eckstein. Mate, what do you think's going to happen in round 5?
Yeah, look, I think emotions would have settled by now. I think that they're very professional. They would have gone away, done some training, had a thought about it, let things settle. But I think Shannon said, things won't ever be the same again. So it'll still be there, but there's a lot of other guys to worry about. There's guys like, Kendrick Louis who didn't have such good rounds. He'll need to prove something. So there's a lot of other guys out there.
Talking about Shannon, he's the one on top. He's the one to beat for everyone out there. His passion coming out of round 4 was like we've never seen before.
Exactly, mate. And it just goes to show how passionate guys are about this sport. Like Shannon Eckstein's won that many series, that many races, but yet for him to get that victory, it meant so much to him, and for him to show that emotion, that was amazing. So it just goes to show how much this sport means to the athletes.
Reece, Matt Poole is really in the mix now.
Definitely, mate. He stood up over that controversy, had a lot of pressure put back onto him, and he took it to Shannon as well. That last battle that they had, he's in for the fight. He's not laying down. He's not sorry for what happened. He's taking the fight to Shannon, and he's in good form. So I think he'll be red hot today.
He is going to be red hot. Let's check out the standings. Obviously, Shannon Eckstein up on top. How about Kendrick Lou? We haven't seen him for a little while.
Yeah, it was really surprising. He was so strong in round 1 and 2, but sort of fell off the pace in the next 2 rounds. So I think he'll be really out to prove a point in this one. He has to. He has to throw the gauntlet back at them and get amongst it. It'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Joining us right now is the man himself, Kai Hurst. Bit of a quiet achiever there, mate. You're just plugging along and you're really nipping the boys, the first 2 up there.
Yeah, it's tough, hey. All credit to Shannon. He's absolutely on fire. I really feel like the bridesmaid of this series at the moment. I haven't felt like that in a very long time. Actually, to tell you the truth, I haven't felt like that ever. So.
It's not over.
It's not over. We got 2 more rounds, and I'm certainly looking forward to round 5, the eliminator. I had a good one, round 2, being the eliminator in that one. So, I'm hoping that I can back up again and show similar performance that I did in the start.
I haven't seen you race with this determination for a few years. I know you always do well and you're always professional, but I haven't seen that hunger for a while from you. Is that the case? Are you hungry this year?
I'm hungry every year. For me, the last 10 years have all been about open water swimming in general. Every winter for 3 or 4 months I go to Europe or America and I race over there. So I spend such a big bulk of my training overseas, not on my craft, not running, not board paddling, not ski paddling. So when I do come back, I've lost a lot of that bulk, and this is the first time in a long time that I've actually been able to stay home and really try and concentrate on my craft. I still don't feel like I used to when I was younger, but I've certainly had glimpses and it's coming back slowly.
You swim, it's your trump card. Do you rely on that? Do you save yourself for that, or it just happens like that?
I think it just happens, it's not something that I think about too much. The other 15 guys in this series are all exceptional swimmers, so I never take it for granted that I can just jump in there with any one of those guys and think that I'm going to swim away, because it just doesn't happen that easily.
Well, you can't wait to see the next couple of rounds, mate. Kai Hurst, congratulations and good luck in round 5 today. Let's check out the women's standings right now. Reece, Elizabeth Plumers, Courtney Hancock, 2 wins each apiece. It's down to the wire with them, isn't it?
Amazing. I predicted this at the start of the season that these two would go at it, and it's panned out that way. So this round is extremely important for both girls. There'll be other girls having a good hard crack at it, but I think it'll come down to those two today for sure.
Reece, let's go down to Ros Kelly. She's on the beach.
Finally, summer, it has turned up on the series. Weather-wise, this is definitely the best day so far. The sun is out and there's quite a pleasant breeze. Now, we are down to the business end of the series, the women's elimination round coming up first. Amy Nervin, are there any nerves?
Definitely, there's always nerves for all the Kellogg's races. There's a lot of pressure to go in there. We can't really do any mistakes at all, so I'm looking forward to getting it done.
Well, you are very strong in tricky conditions and there's quite a rough little shore break here. Does that play to your strength?
Yeah, I am. I go all right in tricky conditions. They're one of my best events that I've gone all right in. There's definitely going to be a mix-up. Eliminator is one of the nervous kind of races that we've got to do, and we can't make any mistakes, otherwise you get eliminated and you get the bottom point. So I'm very nervous and looking forward to it.
What's your race plan out there?
Race plan is just to go hard at the start. Swimming is one of my weakest legs, so just got to stick with them, and then hopefully I can motor home the last 2 legs.
Okay, well, best of luck. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roz. Don't go anywhere. The Nutri-Grain Ironwoman coming right up.
Here comes Courtney Hancock, the #1 on her costumes, and she'll run it home to win at Smith's Beach.
She's got time to give her dad a hug. Awesome effort, Courtney. Fantastic. Again, she's just stamped a class on this.
Oh, Elizabeth Plumers, take a bow. It's been an extraordinary performance. She just cruises to the finish line. Oh, Liz Plumers, she has not taken that smile off her face since she came to Newcastle. Liz Plumers, back-to-back in Newcastle.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach in New South Wales, and we are moments away from getting the women started. Crystal Smith is one of the girls to watch out for today, isn't she?
Definitely. She's been racing really well. She's got a lot of experience and she's won races before. So she's finished second a lot of times too. She's sort of known as the bridesmaid. So she's a definite chance, and I think it'd be great if she got up there and had a win. Also, another major thing, we've had Bonnie Hancock, who retired from the last round. She's having some health issues with chronic fatigue, so she'll be out for the rest of the series. So we're just wishing Bonnie Hancock a speedy recovery.
Right now, we're going to go down with Courtney Hancock, the leader of the women's in the pro zone.
Welcome to Newcastle Beach. Round 5, eliminator format. Definitely one of the toughest formats going around. As you can see behind me at Newcastle Beach, got that bit of a shorey again today. A light northerly breeze, so that shorey definitely going to be tough on the ski. For me, I'm leading the series at the moment only by a couple of points, so I really need to get to that last top 6 to finish off in a good position going into Coolum.
Thanks, Courtney. We're moments away from getting the Ironwoman started. Reece, your tips have been a little on and off. Who are you tipping this time?
My tips have been very poor, and you can tell I'm not a punter because I go for the favourite every time, but I'm going to pick Elizabeth Plumers again. I know that sounds obvious, but I just really think she loves this beach. She's in form. I think she's going to do it again. I know I keep tipping up, but you know, there's other girls that could push her.
Any other dark horses you think might get up there?
I think there could be, Beck Creedy's been really strong. Amy Nerthen's been strong. Maddie Dunn, their chances, but I just think she's got that experience and edge.
Thanks, Reece. You better run up to the commentary box. We're joined with Tim Gilbert and Trevor Hendy.
Yeah, boys, nice day here. Good weather in Newcastle. Again, we've got Courtney Hancock at the back in that #1, Brodie Moyer, who has been underwhelming in the series by her lofty standards, Trevor.
Yeah, Tim, you could see a smile on her face there, but generally I think she's been pretty down about what's been happening. I know she'll come back. Here's the course. So starting off, actually this first time around, it's going to be swim, ski board. There we see our ski leg, our board leg, and our swim leg last. That's the general course. It's going to change 3 times. Each time they race, 4 are going to be eliminated. The first time round, 5 the second.
Yeah, Crystal, Brodie, Courtney, and Liz Plumers, of course, has been dominating here in the first 2 races, has won them both. And what will happen here?
We've talked a lot in the last couple of rounds about this little rip running out on the left here, Tim, at Newcastle. Never fail you turn up to this beach, and it's always running a little bit more on the left. So as we go out through this break, let's just see what happens, whether they do start to get a little bit of a better start on that side. And already that seems to be showing the case. Look at that, Crystal Smith out there 3 or 4 body lengths in front of Courtney Hancock in the centre of the screen.
Crystal has been a little bit like Kai Hurst in the men's, hasn't we? Saw Kai talking prior to the start of this race about how he's felt like a little bit of the bridesmaid, probably the first time ever. Crystal had the year off, training hard, as we see the first can turned, and we've gone for the smaller cans because of the size of the surf again.
Yeah, so Crystal, good comparison there with Kai, actually, because Kai, such a fantastic and seasoned competitor, and had gone away for a little while, come back to the sport, never quite got back to win the series. He almost won 2 years ago, but was disqualified in 1 round. Otherwise would have won that series. They come back into the wave area now. This is the most important part. Here's Courtney Hancock, head down, Crystal, head down, no, and Courtney already making up a bit of ground. But can you get a little wave here? Make up massive distance, but get a break. And have we got someone? No. Courtney, a tiny little lift.
You see they're struggling a little bit. That tide is still fairly high. So these waves are quite full, and the girls are struggling to get on them and try and get a little run. As a few, again, trying to get over the top, and Courtney Hancock getting a little bit of a run on that one.
Courtney got those 2 little ones, and we're starting to look at the point score now. It's the second last round of the series. Courtney with a slight lead over Liz Plumers, and this is really her chance today to maybe stretch that a bit more. I know, Reece, I've been laughing a little bit at your tips, mate, because they're pretty good tips, but they haven't been working out for you. I'm thinking Courtney looks pretty good today. I think she might start to relax a little more.
Yeah, they look like they were waiting for the bus there, just standing there. No one could get away. Courtney comes through first. This isn't the type of race where you want to rest on your laurels as we look at the start again. It's all about the eliminator. The Nutri-Grain Ironwoman series. We'll have plenty more after this. Great to have your company, Channel 9's Wide World of Sports, and the intensity on the face of Courtney Hancock. Of course, we can't stress enough how important this is to stay up near the front, because it's not about just getting through. If you're down behind, in the back, your whole day can be over.
I was just thinking that, Tim. I was thinking we're settling in for a good day's racing. They're not settling in. They've got to nail this first race, because you're in the back 4, you're out. Of course, it would have been the back 5, except for the withdrawal of Bonnie Hancock. So there's a little bit extra pressure off there. But we saw Liz Plumers run in, Reece. Looked pretty comfortable at that stage. She's back about 3rd or 4th, and she'll be okay with that.
Yeah, she's in a comfortable position. It's so crucial again today to get on nice and clean on your ski. That little shorey plays such a huge part. So you want to get on your ski nice and clean and get up into your stroke like these girls out here now.
Great shot at Courtney there, isn't it? Look at that concentration. Nose hardly turning side to side, just really pointing, focusing forward with the body twisting side to side.
Yeah, and a winner by nature, Courtney Hancock. And the last couple of rounds, she's gone down to Liz Plumers. She wouldn't have liked it.
No, definitely not. You know, like Trevor's touched on earlier before, they're 2 very competitive girls, and 2 girls that think that they should be number 1. So it's going to be an interesting day's racing as we're on board here with Beck Creedy.
That's a great look at the places there. Look at Courtney streaking out a little bit, Crystal Smith, and there's Amy Northern we heard from before. Back in the red zone. We refer to it as the red zone because it's panic time back there. It's only 1 leg after this to get it right. So you do not want to be coming in not on that front ski wave. You really don't want to be in that back pack. So we look across at Geordie Mercer. Liz Plumers there on the left. She'll be happy with that. They've just got to keep their skis straight, and that's a great position to be in.
Yeah, bottom 4 here, you can get your boarding pass and you're on your way as we see young Mercer come through on board with Courtney Hancock. The pictures are just exceptional. You've never seen Nutri-Grain Iron man or woman racing like this ever before. The surf's getting a little bigger as we see Liz Plumer's this side of screen, left of screen, and just coming down. Liz is off!
Hang on.
Oh, that's upside down, and she's not yet in the shore break. So if she starts swimming, which she has, that red zone's going to catch her. Have a look at this, Reece.
Yeah, here we are. She's paddling, trying to keep that rudder out in front of that white water. And right there, it slid out the back, sideways, lost the ski.
She almost looked like she paddled a little bit too much, didn't she? She didn't lean on the paddle and give herself a brace stroke, and it just flicked her. These fast skis these days, they go around so quick. And now she's going to run out almost in last spot. This is the red zone for one of our series leaders.
Yeah, well, she has to finish within the top 11, otherwise Liz Plumers can go and have a latte this afternoon, and it's over for her after such a dominant performance, winning the last 2 series. She never does look flustered as Liz comes now and gets on the board. As we look at the placings below screen, Crystal Smith, Amy Nervin, Maddie Dunn. In 6th is Hannah Minogue, so she's right down the list here at the moment, but she won't ever get flustered. She knows what she needs to do. From the town of Warwick, the town where Wayne Bennett grew up. Wayne Bennett is the coach of the Newcastle Knights, and they've got a big year ahead. And Ros Kelly's down on the beach with someone he wants big things from this year.
Newcastle Knight, Robbie Rocco, this city loves a sporting event, don't they?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to witness a different sporting event like this, and just to see some different athletes is great for us in Newcastle.
You learning anything from these athletes? They're some of the fittest in Australia.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Just seeing how fit they are and how long the races go for, mate. It's something I don't think I could do, so it's just good to get out and witness it and get amongst it in Newcastle.
Inspire you to work a little bit harder in the gym in pre-season?
Yeah, our fitness sessions are hard, but nowhere near as hard as what these guys are doing. So yeah, it's definitely good to see it in a different sport, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the day.
The great Danny Badira seems to be enjoying retirement. He was out here getting a few lessons from Courtney Hancock.
Yeah, no, it was good photo got put up of Bedsy and Hancock on the waves on the paddle boards. He's just up there now with his family, so it's good to sit here with him and witness it.
It's getting competitive. He knocked her off.
yeah. No, it's been a bit of a joke through the boys that he's knocking girls off board. So no, it's great to see him out there in the water.
Enjoy the day. Best of luck for the season ahead.
Cool. Thanks, Ross.
2 great champions they speak of, Courtney Hancock and Danny Badiris. We wish him all the best in retirement. Did it all in the great game of rugby league, but it's all about Ironwoman racing for Nutri-Grain here, and we can see Courtney Hancock out there in first spot. Now Liz Plumer's class act, isn't she, into 6th, and Brodie Moyer still just teetering in the edge in this season of discontent for her.
And this is the last leg of this particular race. So the final 4 do get eliminated when they hit the beach. And we saw those 4 back there. Liz Plumer's right back there on the edge of the red zone and wouldn't be happy with that. But if she stays where she is and keeps her head down, she might be able to get away in front of that last 4.
Well, there's Courtney Hancock there. Well, she's just strolling up the beach, and that's a great advantage because the clock starts when she crosses.
And you can see all this tightly bunched at the back. They're still really close together. And there's a few little waves going to pop up. And as I speak, look at these back markers coming through. And Liz Plumas is in that gutter trying to get to the shore. This is going to make for interesting racing.
That's only 2 not on that wave, so that's 2 on that wave is going to miss out.
Oh, it's getting all a little bit feisty there. Oh, the board of Tara Coleman has gone over the head of Liz Plumas. Now, this is a mad dash up the beach. Crystal will be safe, Brodie will be safe, but these last few, only 2 of them can get their Plumas. Oh, she's elbowed Harriet Brown. Now, by our reckoning, Plumas is right. Dick is okay, but I don't know about Harriet Brown now.
And Alyssa Bull.
And Alyssa Bull. Now, Liz is in, but does she know it? She goes across to her coach and she seems physically upset there. Now, Liz was at the back all race. It wasn't her great race. It's almost like what happened to Eckstein and Poole. They got very, very close to that last marker, and she's in tears.
She won't know. She won't know how many was on that wave.
Yeah, well, the title race is still alive because she did make it. Courtney Hancock in front, Crystal Smith, Mercer Nerthen, Minogue Creedy all safe. And there it is. Moya Coleman, Dunn, Dick, Plumas just in by a butterfly wing. And this will be difficult because they've got to get back and do it all again. And there's Liz. She's got to lift herself up after a very poor race.
two ways of seeing this. One is that she's already a bit devastated. It's going to affect her, but she has had a bit of a cry. You know, sometimes you get that off your chest rather than try and suppress it. She's a champion. When she gets back on this line, she'll be ready to go.
Extremely important. As we see the start and off they go for this second race of the eliminator. And like I talked about before, really important to get on nice and clean as we see Courtney Hancock getting on nice and clean. And Liz Plumer's shot straight out.
Oh, the girls are getting knocked sideways. That's Beck Creedy there as well. And Maddie Dunn took her time too. All over the place.
Beck Creedy was in all sorts there.
Tara Coleman getting knocked back as well. Emma Dick held in the one spot. You just don't want to start like that when it's an eliminator. 5 of these girls are going to go out, and straight away they're under pressure, that back 3 or 4.
Yeah, Bull Brown, Halligan, and of course Bennett, they were the ones that knew all about that in the first. They've got the afternoon off, and I must admit, I think Harriet's a little unlucky. We don't want to ponder too much about that moment on that last marker, but it did look like there was an arm from Plumer's.
Yeah, well, it's nice and close, those finishes, and they get tight around those cans like we've talked about. But back to the race, Jordan Mercer's doing a great job out here. You know, she's only young, Jordan. To have that strength on the ski at this young age and a good technique, she's doing well.
We've been watching her for so long now that she doesn't seem young, but she's still just a wee lass compared to some of these girls. But yeah, doing a really good job there. And the girls more and more getting better with their technique and rotation, everything else. And that's where they're going to get their great strength and improvement from, that core strength. It seems to come a little bit more naturally to the men, but these girls, goodness gracious, some strong girls in there. Crystal Smith, Rebecca Creedy, incredible athletes.
Yeah, and we saw what Crystal Smith's been up to, so she's extremely strong. And it's good to see Amy Nerthen up there.
Here's an update. Jordan Mercer in first, and you see where Maddie Dunn is, just on that difficult zone, as is Rebecca Creedy. Bottom 5 gone here. So Liz Plumer's, we've already seen, she's right up the front. She's not going to allow what happened last time to happen to her again if she can help it, because she got hit in the head by a ski from Tara Coleman. She got caught up in all sorts of stuff, ended in tears. But as we watch her closest to us here, Liz is cruising. She's got over that little bit of an emotional patch and doing well.
As they come into the shore break here, and there we go, Crystal Smith just turning a little bit. She's going to have to pull this back. Rudder's out the back, foot in, control that. She's gone left now to our right, but she's pulled it back. She's such a skilled competitor, Reece. Look at that.
That is awesome stuff there. To do that is so hard. Once that rudder's out, you've got no control. You have to use all your paddles, and that's just strength and skill right there.
She was throwing a foot in, and then look, there goes the foot. The left foot brings the ski back around, but a little bit too far. It's like sitting on top of a seesaw. She goes back around there. Number 11, Crystal Smith. Such good control. She'll be stoked with that now.
And that's all about that power you were talking about through the core, wasn't it? Without that strength, she wouldn't have been able to do it. And we see Mercer go through, Liz cruises behind, and Crystal there after managing to stay upright.
And we saw in the previous race, Liz Plumer's lost a ski in a similar situation.
Whoa! Oh, what happened here? It's almost a T-bone.
Whoa.
That's Brodie Moyer going over the top of Maddie Dunn.
And Brodie nearly finished her off with a paddle as well. That was one close encounter then.
Competing a lot closer this time is Brodie Moyer. It's been a difficult time, but she hasn't taken that smile off her face.
My goals for this season for the series was last year I finished top 3, so I wanted to crack the top 3 overall, but Elizabeth and Crystal have come back, so I thought, you know, top 5 I'd be happy with every race, but it didn't happen at all. I was a bit burnt out. Like, I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing. I did the Coolangatta Gold, and it was a long course this year, and I just didn't bounce back how I wanted to. For me, it was quite emotional. Before like round 1, I was like a week out and I was just crying for over nothing because I was just like, it's too late. Like, I know I'm underdone, and it showed in my racing, you know, not turning up with the right attitude and not training properly, you know, brings you down. It's hard to stay positive. First race in round 3 down in Newcastle. We did a board and a swim first. I think I came out like, it was top 3 of us that came out, and I went in to do my ski and then my rudder jammed and it was just stuck. And to watch the whole field go past me, it was devastating. I was crying. I was finally like getting my mojo back, and I'd finally started to have a good race, and it shot my confidence down again. I don't think I'm done yet, so I definitely want to be around for a couple more series. I know this one hasn't been ideal for me, but it's not the end of me.
And they're the sorts of words that people that are successful use. It's not the end of me. I'm going to keep charging through it. And Brodie Moyer, right down to that little incident we saw on the beach, her determination. Thankfully, for Maddie Dunn, she didn't collect it.
Yeah, we love Brode. She's got a real spunk about her in the way she goes about it. She's always, when she's come up through in the last couple of years, Reece, to do really well in the series, it's like being a leap in confidence, a bit more at a time. But I was a bit surprised that she said she'd aim for top 5 because these other 2 came back. I was a little bit kind of wondering what that meant.
I was surprised with that comment too.
5 more will be eliminated after this as we see the Rabbitoh board go out on top. Liz's emotions, plenty more to come.
Dad talks to me while I'm out at the cans, trying to give me messages. I'm coming out on a wave,
My job.
Just saw the sign airstrip, so it is getting closer. My heart's starting to get faster, that's for sure.
I've got a feeling inside me. Oh my God, it's the only thing that's real now. You could, but you protect her. That's my straight cut.
That was so scary.
Wasn't it hot?
Yeah, I won't do it again. That was so scary. Wow. I'll take an 8-foot wave any day than that.
Well, there's Courtney Hancock. There's another thing she can do that I can't do. I'll tell you what.
Oh, we come straight back to her on her paddleboard. That's sensational. If anyone's ever done that, it's such an incredible feeling to jump out of a plane. Some say you're mad for doing it, but what a rush. As these girls back in this little rush here, Liz Plumas picks up this wave and rolls off to the side. She'll hold the board, but she's probably going to lose the wave.
Yeah, here we are on board. She's got back on the straps, holding on to those straps, upside down. The good thing is she held onto her board. That's the one good thing out of that, but still a little mistake and put her under a little bit of pressure.
She won't be happy with herself when she watches that back. She's a bit of a master on the craft, so not so happy, I'm sure.
But doing a lot better here and a fantastic comeback after the emotion of the last race. We are in the eliminators. We see Liz come round in a good position. Jordan Mercer won, Liz Plumas, Crystal Smith, and it goes on from there. Amy Nerthen, Courtney Hancock, and remember, there's Rebecca Creedy. Well, she's in the red zone right at the moment.
That 7th spot right there, she's in the cutoff, and right behind her, Maddie Dunn, who's been a great performer so far this season. Brodie Moyer, how's these names back in that red zone, Reece?
Yeah, well, interesting to see how Beck goes here. And Maddie Dunn, they're both really good swimmers. So they're not out of it, but they've got a lot of work to do. As we see Jordan Mercer swimming well out in front. Hannah Minogue's in that 6th spot, and that's the last qualifying spot for this round.
So most of the field moving over. We see Brodie Moyer coming out. Won't be so happy with that, but most of the field moving over to that left side as they come into the first can, which they get to very fast here at Newcastle because the whip shoot out and around that can. Then you've got to pick up that wave if you can on the second can. A couple of waves could come into play here with those 2 banks we've been seeing.
Bottom 5 gone here. That'll leave us with 6. And of course, we only have one more round to come after this. That is in Coolum, and that is next weekend. So a big one here as we watch them come around.
That was Beck Creedy there, Tim, going around in 7th spot. So she's caught up a little ground, but she's still back in the red zone at the moment.
Yeah, well, she is a Commonwealth Games swimmer, so she could do anything here. Liz Plumas in centre screen there.
And a great shot too. Right across the other side, you saw Beck Creedy trying to catch up. So the girls coming back. Here's the waves come into play. Courtney Hancock definitely there, and Jordan Mercer. I think that's Liz Plumas on this side. It will be. And it is. Great job for those 3. They'll be happy with that.
We see some waves starting to break out the back, and I think Beck Creedy is going to get on this and get a lift out of that. So it's dropping them off in the gutter. This race is definitely not over.
See the girls coming back through that deep spot here. Another little waves coming up on the right. Who we got here on the left? That could even be Beck Creedy there. Has pulled over this.
Good surfing.
Yeah, we've been watching her come. She rounded it in 7th, and here she is, Rebecca Creedy. Now, if this is her that pops up, she may well land on the beach before all of these guys and be through safely to the final 6, and it is in number 4. It is Rebecca Creedy ahead of Courtney Hancock, so outstanding effort. That is classy swimming and surfing from her. She'll cross the line in first. Courtney Hancock will come across in second. Then it'll be Liz Plumas nice and safely through. So from a title race perspective, very much still alive.
There's Geordie Mercer qualifying.
And Crystal Smith and Amy Nerthen, they're battling it out here, but they're both safely through. And they will be the final 2 for today. Everyone now, including Hannah Minogue, over for the afternoon.
And a big important thing to get through to that final 6. Makes a big difference to the point score if you can get those points. Maddie Dunn's just missed out. So we look at the finishes. Rebecca Creedy, what a finish.
Oh, what a swim. Courtney Hancock, Liz Plumas, Jordan Mercer, Crystal Smith, Amy Nerthen. And they will be the 6 that will battle it out today. Hannah Minogue, Dunn, Coleman, Dick and Moyer, all gone.
Rebecca, I'm just going to check your swimsuit to see if there's a propeller. What a swim!
Yeah, look, to be honest, I probably haven't had as good a preparation leading into this as I would like, and I'm not really feeling my fittest, but yeah, to go out there and have a result like that, I actually amazed myself. I didn't think I was going to catch him on that last swim leg, but it's just staying in there in the head and keeping positive and just going through the motions of what I know.
No one could believe it when you came out of the water first. You were in the elimination position going in.
Yeah, look, I actually thought I was lucky to catch one person there, and I was thinking, yes, I've got someone here, and to come out in front was, yeah, unbelievable.
Well done, Rebecca Creedy. Outstanding today. Just extraordinary. And some of the faces of those that missed out and those that are still in it.
Here we go, and we're getting ready to come into our final round. Rebecca Creedy looking very happy, Reece, and that's the feeling, isn't it? When you're in the final 6, you feel like you've already won.
Yeah, she's still buzzing, but she's got to refocus as we start off for the final round.
Start's so important here as we're running in this little shore break. We've seen so much happen at Newcastle Beach in the last couple of rounds. A couple of the girls popping, everyone not too bad there on board with Courtney Hancock.
Courtney Hancock has had another good day and, of course, still leads the series ahead of Liz Plumas. Oh, I think that was Jordan Mercer that went straight up and over.
Watch this from the camera angle, and she's going to land underneath Crystal Smith's board there as well.
The wave didn't actually look that big, but it played havoc with all the girls then, so it must have had a fair bit of power.
She went over that little chop just before it, which dipped her down and then threw her up in the air. It was like a bit of a bounce off the bottom.
Only 6 there remaining, and they're the ones that have gone. Minogue, Dunn, Coleman, of course, Emma Dick, Brodie Moyer there in 11. We're on board with the superstar of this format, Courtney Hancock.
Look at the focus on Courtney's face and now Liz Plumas. They know how important this race is, not just for today, but for the overall series. That is an awesome shot. Look at those 2 girls just going for it.
Side by side with Liz on the inside, who's got the better run there. Rebecca Creedy back just sitting just behind them. How should be feeling? Oh, we're back in another race then. The glory of the last race is finished, but she's in a good spot. But this really does come down to the opportunity to set up this whole season right here and now for these 2 girls.
Yeah, the eliminator format, of course, we lost 4 the first time. 5 the next time, 6 remaining. Liz Plumas, we're on board with her. This title race between her and Courtney Hancock is very much alive in Newcastle.
Look at this wave starting to pop. Jordan Mercer working hard. Amy Nerthen, great skill, great paddling. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the girls of the 6 are on this front wave. That's awesome.
And a late little drop there for Courtney Hancock as well. So that's fantastic.
Out the back.
Oh, Crystal Smith out the back, the only one. So everyone else on this wave coming in, it's back to scratch again.
Oh, and the girls will be hurting now. This is the 3rd race today. This is when you're really, really hurting. This is when all that training you've been doing, all that hard work, this is when it stands up. This is when you can tell who's been doing the work.
The lactic acid's built up. They're running up the beach now. Look at them. And look at Courtney Hancock and Liz Plumas straight to the front of this pack because they know that's where you need to be to actually set up the next leg. No messing around.
It is Plumas, Hancock, Creedy, Mercer. The business end, it is there at the moment. The Nutri-Grain Ironwoman series. We'll be back to see how it all turns out after this. Channel 9's Wide World of Sports. It is great to have your company. Newcastle today, the Nutri-Grain Ironwoman series. Liz Plumers, Courtney Hancock, Rebecca Creedy, Jordan Mercer, Amy Nerthen and Crystal Smith. That is the way it sits. This is the third of the eliminators. We have lost the rest and it's down to this 6.
And Crystal there way at the back we see with that little flag. She got knocked at the start when she hit into Geordie Mercer's board, then missed the wave. She's not out of it just yet. But Rebecca Creedy had such a sensational swim leg in the first time. Can she do it again here?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because Courtney's been swimming so good now. If anyone needs to make a move, it's probably now in the swim, because if you can hit that beach before the rest of the competitors as they duck under that nice little wave, they're starting to pop up a little bit more on that outside bank. If you can hit that beach before the others and get running around to hop on that ski, huge advantage.
Love seeing the girls spend a little bit of time under the water there and wait till that water washes over. In the old days, everyone used to come straight up and get washed back. But look at the technique here on Courtney Hancock. She's actually building a little bit of lead on these two sensational swimmers. She's under the tutelage of Dennis Cottrell, coach on the Gold Coast. He was my coach many years ago, but he also coached the two greatest distance men's swimmers of all time, Grant Hackett and then Chinese man, Sun Yang, that came along first on to break Grant Hackett's records and an absolute world beater right now. So don't worry, Courtney Hancock's got some good power in her corner.
Yeah, mighty swim coach Dennis, and you can see it here because we do know that Rebecca Creedy has been to the Commonwealth Games, an elite swimmer in the pool, and she was outstanding in the last race where she came from 7th to win it. But here we have it, Courtney Hancock out in front. Her great rival for the series, of course, is Liz Plumers.
Have a little look at Courtney's 6-beat kick. You can see it really working there. So's Beck, so's Liz. Reece, they're really putting it in here. Third race.
They know how important it is to get across this deep water through the gutter. The waves are breaking out but filling up through that gutter as they start to porpoise towards Dolphin Dive. Courtney's going to get up here first as the other girls get a bit of a lift. But Courtney's going to stand and get up, and she's got a good little buffer zone there.
And I just mentioned the 6-beat kick that takes the blood out of the legs, really starts to lactate the legs out, and now she's sprinting.
Look at her go.
Courtney Hancock out in front. She is leading the series, and just behind her, Liz Plumers. She's 1-2, Courtney's 1-2, and Rebecca Creedy, of course, outstanding in the swim last time, is in third position right at the moment.
As they hit the ski leg for this last time, we see Crystal Smith's great recovery there in the swim. She's brought herself up into 4th. That'll help her series. Courtney's away. Worth pointing out here that Courtney Hancock, Australian Ironwoman champion last year, Rebecca Creedy the year before over this format. So the absolute best have risen to the top here.
So they punched through that shore dump there too. They both got on pretty clean. One little wave. Look at the rate on Courtney. She's going for it. She knows Liz is right there.
And one thing that a lot of the men in the sport are talking about at the moment is how well Liz Plumers is paddling the ski as well. How quick she was in the Coolangatta Gold, how her ski paddling is absolutely incredible. So she'll be chasing Courtney Hancock.
Yeah, and of course, she wasn't over Courtney's shoulder last year. She had the year off. Crystal wasn't there either, so Courtney had to lift another cog. She's had to lift another cog throughout the course of this series because there she is, Liz Plumers, right behind her, and this is going to go right down to the wire. This race and, of course, the final of the Ironwoman series.
Liz has caught Courtney here. That great technique and leg drive, and look at the rate. She has actually wheeled Courtney in, and she is steaming home on her.
She's moving over to our left, which is the northern end, so if they do come to a sprint finish, she'll be on the better side for the run-up. But Courtney's held that line in and may be able to hold some runs. This is what's going to come down to right here.
Here we go.
Look at the look over the shoulder. These great rivals, Courtney Hancock and Liz Plumers. Courtney's got it. Liz, look at her throw her head up.
Hang on.
She's over the back of that wave.
A little crooked here.
She's slewed too.
Oh, she stayed on. She hasn't rolled. We've seen so many of the girls rolling. She stayed up.
But she slowed right down. So what can Liz do? Liz has got a little wave here. This is Liz Plumers on Courtney Hancock. The others are now just behind them. So Hancock left the screen. Courtney Hancock just there, and Liz Plumers on the yellow ski. Can she get another wave to get her closer to Courtney?
And this wave's going to pick up Courtney at the last second. As we look, she's got to be able to hold this straight.
Sprint finish. Here we go again.
Oh, and it's the top two again. Well, they're clear of the rest of the field. It's Hancock left of screen. Now you see Courtney there. She jumps off. Liz jumps off here on the yellow one. Courtney will be just ahead of her great rival, Liz Plumers. They'll round the first marker, and Courtney, with that look of determination, will just get there and dive across the line. Liz is is in second, and what a day for Liz Plumers. They congratulate each other. Courtney can't get out of the sand. In third place, well done, Rebecca Creedy.
What a great race. That was awesome. Courtney Hancock, what a race. Jordan Mercer, fourth place. That's a great result for Geordie as she does a little 360 for the crowd.
Oh, great bit of theatre. Amy Nutri-Grain now. They are spent. This is the third time that they've done it. The Eliminator Series today. Courtney Hancock wins. She beats home her rival Liz Plumers. Creedy third, Mercer fourth, Amy Nutri-Grain in fifth spot, and Crystal Smith.
Looking back through the field there over the day, Hannah Minogue, Maddie Dunn, Tara Coleman, Emma Dick, still doing well, Brodie Moyer, not so happy, Alyssa Ball, Harriet Brown, Devon Halligan, Star of the Future, and Elise Bennett.
Courtney, congratulations back on the podium. It looked like you gave it absolutely everything this time.
Oh, absolutely, I did. I just, I wanted that so bad, and I knew how crucial it was. Liz winning the last two rounds, and I really just had to do everything I could to get on top of the podium today.
It nearly went really ugly for you right at the end. Tell us about that final ski leg.
Yeah, look, I got that wave, and it peaked up a little bit, and I think at the end of an eliminator, you're quite fatigued, so I thought I just didn't have that power to kind of keep paddling, and I made it hard for myself at the end, that's for sure, yeah.
You dived over the line.
I did. I was just so exhausted at the end, and, Liz is a very good sprinter, and I was so tight, and I just pushed myself like Superman across there just to try and get there as fast as I could, and as you can see, that's how it ended up, yeah.
Well, you've got one firm hand on defending your championship. Must feel good.
Yeah, it really does. Winning round 5 feels fantastic, but still one more to go. Definitely not there quite yet. Liz and Crystal are just so hard to get away from. They're just so good, so it's just going to make it so tight for Coolum, absolutely.
Everyone's hungry. Congratulations, Courtney.
Thank you so much, Roz. Thank you.
She said Superman there, certainly a Wonder Woman. Courtney Hancock in 92 points. Liz Plumers 85 in second, so it will all go down to Coolum. Crystal Smith, Creedy, Dunn and Nutri-Grain are the top 6 after round 5.
You look down, Mercer, Minogue, Brown, Dick, Ball, Coleman, and sport and great rivalries make you find the best in yourself. It's certainly working for Courtney Hancock and Liz Plumers. Brodie Moyer, Devon Halligan, a star of the future. I've said it a couple of times. Hang in there, Devon. Elise Bennett, Bonnie Hancock, who's retired for the season.
What a race it's been in round 5.
Thanks, boys. Reece, initial reaction. Wow, what a race.
It had everything. Waves, spills, the two top guns going head to head. It was a fantastic race. It was so exciting to watch down here on the beach.
Let's talk about Courtney. Wow, what a performance coming through. It was a bit of a battle for her, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That eliminator format is really tough, and to hold a composure throughout all those 3 races is a tough thing to do. But just the way she held this, when she lost the ski a little bit, she gained a composure and fought all the way to the finish line. That was amazing, and that's a sign of a true champion.
It seemed like Liz Plumers quite possibly could have been out of the race in there, but she came right back in it too.
Yeah, definitely. And to come back from a scare like that in the first race, like she was pretty distraught, and to get herself mentally prepared to step back on the line and go again, that was fantastic, and credit to her to finish second today. That was really tough going.
Wasn't it indeed? Courtney Hancock, congratulations, and stick around because we've got the men's coming right up.
I had to fight hard for that one. I had to grip my teeth at the end there. I really had to dig deep. It's great to get the victory after what happened in round 3.
Oh, he punches it! He says, I'm not going to get tripped over this time.
You can't get angry in surf like that. You've got to pick your spots, pick where you want to go out, pick where you want to come in, and nature will take its course. If you pick the right spots, we went out, I think, 18 times through the surf there. If you do it every time, it's going to pay off. And I think Matt probably went too far north and I went south and got the wave at the end there. But, I saw Kai coming home in the second last swing, so I thought if he gets another wave, he's going to be right at the finish. 4 good results now, 2 firsts and 2 seconds, but funny, Kai's finished just 1 place behind me in all 4 rounds, so I haven't accumulated too much points on Kai. He's still right in the race, so this next round is going to be crucial to try and get a buffer going in around 6, because Coolum could be massive surf, so you want a buffer.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach here in New South Wales. We are about to get underway with race number 5 of the men. Shannon is the one to beat, race, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's got a real stranglehold on the title this year, and he'll want to finish the job today. So he's definitely the one to beat. And as always, he'll be fit, he'll be strong, and he'll be out there to prove a point again.
Reece, could Kendrick Louis maybe pip Shannon or Kai or one of the top guys?
Yeah, absolutely, Kendrick can. And I know Kendrick would be disappointed with these last few rounds at Newcastle. He's got a lot of mongrel, he's got a lot of fight, and he'll turn up today with a bit of a point to prove also. He needs to. He's still in the game, but he needs a real good result today. And he is one of the guys, and I think hopefully a few of the other guys can step up and challenge those top 3.
Speaking of Kendrick Louis, let's go check out the Pro Zone.
Hi guys, we're here at Newcastle Beach for round 5 of the Nutri-Grain Ironman series. The surf's looking about 2 to 3 foot. You know, it's a light breeze, it's dropped from the previous round, and today we've got the eliminator format. So we've got 3 races, they're dropping 5 out of each race, and you finish with a final of 6 athletes at the end. So, you know, I guess the key is to get yourself to that last race, but take each race as it comes, and tricky conditions, as I said, so you just got to be always up there and focusing on what you got to do. It's going to be tough racing, but I'm looking forward to getting out there.
Thanks, Kendrick. Reece, let's talk about tipping again. We know you love it. Who have you got up there?
This is the part of the show that I really hate because I've been going terrible at this. But with the conditions and what I've seen, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to think Kai Hurst is going to get the win today. He's hungry. He's been really close. He's been on the podium. He really wants to win. I'm going to tip Kai Hurst today.
He's been knocking on the door always. You better get out of here, get up to the commentary box with the boys.
Yeah, and Kai Hurst carrying an extra 85 kilos today. Reece has been the kiss of death so far with his predictions, Trev.
Yes, he's carrying Reece around, that's for sure. And he's certainly going to be up there, though. He's looked so bright. He's just finished behind Shannon every single race so far. As we have a look at the course, we're in Eliminator, 3 races, showing us here the course of ski, and then we'll see the board and the swim. In this first race, it's actually swim, ski, board. So we're off to be a great start here into that shore break, and they'll try and find that rip out on the left-hand side. But we lose 5 in the first race and 5 in the second. It's on from the beginning.
There's Kai Hurst, the man we speak of on the inside, but obviously everyone's still thinking of that battle between Poole and Eckstein as the gun goes off, and I speak of Shannon. And what will happen today? It's been fantastic theatre, and just shows how determined and how much goes in and how much is resting on all of this.
Well, there's 2 big battles, isn't there? Because it's actually Eckstein versus Hurst at the moment in the point score. But for pride and the actual 2 form competitors seem to be Eckstein and Poole. The way they're stuck together in these last couple of races since the big controversy, I think it's going to happen again today.
Yeah, well, it's nice and tight racing out here as they all head out in this swim leg. And I'm actually 84 kilos, Tim. Trevor just whispered that you were mocking me at 85, but I'm actually a fighting fit 84.
Don't worry, I'd love to be anywhere near that as we watch them head out to the cans here.
And it's a good point about weight, isn't it? Because one of the things in this Ironman race is you have to be as light, not just in your weight, but in your mind as you possibly can be. When you're swimming across those chops, when you're picking up waves, you've got to swim across the top. When you're running around through that soft sand, you can't think heavy at all, Reece, and you would know that. So these boys out there right now will be thinking light, streamline, slipstream, as a wave comes up.
Yeah, they're going to try and work on top of this, and I think we're going to get quite a few competitors on this. Kai Hurst is definitely down that. Kendrick Louis, Mitch Miller, Dane Farrell.
Oh, to be one of those 5 if you're in this race. You just love to get a good start in one of these races.
It is the eliminator format. Of course, we're eliminator again in Coolum as you look there. 5th place is Kai Hurst, 2nd is Kendrick Louis, and leading the way, Mitch Miller.
Mitch Miller showed a little bit in the last couple of rounds. He started to be back up there again, Reece, and I'm sure he's a training partner of Shannon Eckstein. He'd prefer to be up that end of the field.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's got the talent to be up that end of the field too, Mitchy Miller. He's had some great results. And look at that great body surfing there. Nice streamline, really kicking those legs. Kai Hurst.
Who else?
Showing us how to do it and how to do it well.
Many years ago, we had the great Craig Riddington, was exceptional body surfer and had a certain way he went about it. And he had a little bit of a hand in Kai Hurst, coaching him when he was growing up, went to Manly for a little while. And I'm sure Hursty already had it in him, but Riddo's certainly passed on something, because Hursty is the master of it.
As we look at the current standings, great man Rideau, big Manly Warringah supporter in the rugby league, so I'm sure you'll be watching. G'day to you and the family. Eckstein, Smith in 7th, Poole 8th, Wesberg in 9th.
Kane Eckstein flying out. Reece, you've talked a little bit about in the last couple of rounds how Kane hasn't quite been up there. Exceptional competitor. And you saw him there, the rating on the ski. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's so competitive and so impressive when he's in form, and it's good to see him up the front there. You know, it's taking him a while to get in. As we just saw Wesy Berg, slip off his ski. He's going to hop on here and straight off the other side. A little bump's got underneath him, and those little mistakes, they build up and they can play a big part in the race.
It doesn't look like much, does it? But it plays on your mind as well. You're getting on, you're out of rhythm, you're starting to give yourself a little bit of a beating on the way out in your head. And he's got to drop that as quick as he can, because if he thinks about it, he'll end up in that red zone. And we've all been there.
Bottom 5 out, and of course we'll get down to 6 competitors at the end of this. So there's Matty Poole on board with him.
Look how spread out the field is. It's really spread out. That swim leg being first up and that deep hole through it and that one wave. Look, Kane Eckstein out front, Kai Hurst in 3rd, and Shannon's just coming up to the first marker. So that's a really big distance. So once that time Kane crosses the line, or whoever comes across first, that time starts clicking to the next race. So that could play a part in this today as well.
So 5 will go out, but that 6th person that doesn't go out is a long way behind that leader.
Shannon there back in the field. As we look at him, he knows what he's doing though. You wouldn't be criticising where he's in the field, would he? He'd know exactly what's in front of him.
Tim, did you love that interview with Shannon right at the start of the show today? Just the way you'd say the way he thinks about it, but he actually gets out of his head. He puts himself in the right spot, so he thinks about it, but he doesn't brew on anything. He's constantly in the next moment, in the next moment. And that's what Ironman racing is all about. You cannot let something stay with you. You have to be back at the next spot. The next spot, there's too much going on to brew over something that happened even 5 seconds ago.
Particularly in this format, because this race will be fish and chip shop paper in a few minutes' time, and if you're in the bottom, you're gone. We've got plenty more to come here after this. Nutri-Grain Ironman racing at its best. We're in Newcastle, Channel 9's Wide World of Sports, and there are our leaders. Kendrick Louis just behind Kane Eckstein right at the moment.
And Kane Eckstein will be stoked with this. He's had a pretty ordinary season by his standards so far. Kai Hurst comes around doing a great job there as well. Mitch Miller we've talked a bit about. Shannon Eckstein, as Reece pointed out before the break, back there just in front of the red zone, and hello, look who he's next to.
They're like magnets, aren't they? It's amazing how things pan out. I just like the way Shannon runs across that sand, nice and light on his feet. But there's his brother doing it really well out in front, and Kendrick, they're comfortable at the moment in this last board leg.
It was many years ago that Shannon came into the sport and sort of took it to another level and started doing something that we worked on many years ago, was, you know, transitions, super fast transitions, and he became so quick at it. Won a couple of world titles purely on the back of how fast and how light he was on the sand, but how fast he went around. He doesn't quite have that same step, that spring in his step after those couple of leg operations, but goodness, hasn't he changed the sport the way he's made it one whole race?
Absolutely. I know he ran past me a few times with those legs, so he's taking it to a new level as we see Tannen Linden doing the hard yards, and look at that concentration.
Oh, Kai Hurst, what? He's gone for the tube. He's fallen off his board.
Oh, no. That's huge. What was he... Oh, well, I know what he was thinking, but why did he do that?
We're going to see this. That's just purely for play. He's thought, I've got enough gap here. The hand comes off the strap. He had hold of the strap. He's lost his board. This could be massive here. He's already got a huge lead, so he's got a chance to get on the board, and he does. That could have been catastrophic.
As we see Kane go past, and here comes Kendrick Louis. It is an eliminator. Look, I think he's got plenty of room behind him, but goodness gracious me, it was risky.
Oh, let's have a look at his face. He's comfortable, happy, laughing, pokes his tongue out. He's okay, he's made it, but that could have been a major, major mistake. Coming second in the series and still looking for his first win. That's not how you do it.
Yeah, He'll be filthy too because he didn't even get the shot or the barrel. But that was crazy. I don't know what he was thinking.
Here's our two together again, crossing the line. We're going to come out to our last 6 in a moment.
Here's an interesting bit of play. There's Westberg, Hayden White just behind him, and I think Cam Cole, this extremely talented sprinter, just behind them. Might be a bridge too far for Cam, but here's Berg, White. They hit it together, and the young legs win the day this time, but Wes good enough to get through. Cam Cole, unfortunately, will be eliminated. He finishes up in the red zone. Here are the standings. Kane Eckstein, probably his shining moment of the series so far. Louis, Miller, Hurst, Farrell, Shannon, Eckstein.
Down to Poole, Naismith, Tannen, Linden hanging in the Hayden White. Wesberg just through, Cam Cole out. Matty Bevilacqua, Thomas Trembath, Hayden Ellum, Josh Minogue, home for the day.
They are, but all these guys are safe. Matty Poole, of course, and Shannon and Kendrick and Kai, and even Wes.
Super handler Pete was like, you got to beat one. Whitey's handler saying you got to beat one as well, and I'm like, you sure? And they're like, yeah! Oh my God, I was standing still like this, and Whitey's like just mowing me down.
Great bit of personality from Wesberg. That smile is outstanding. We're on the line for the next one. It's all over that. Now they've got to go again. Shannon, Poole, haven't they had some time together?
Away they go. Dane Farrell and the blue hair on this side. Away they go.
Oh.
Wesberg! He's left the ski behind. Oh no, after that little bit of entertainment he's given us, he's left the ski behind.
And that sometimes happen, like we've been laughing about it, but when you're tired and you're fatigued, these little mistakes creep. Oh, and he's just plain out missed it. He's got a hold of it.
It's from Tannen ski. He had hold of the cable there for a second. He would have let that go.
Would have hurt his fingers as well.
Ouch. He's not going to be happy with himself, is he, Reece?
No, wow. And as they're punching out through these, Tannen Linden's upside down. So these little waves on that bank have got a fair bit of power in them.
Bang! He knows this is crunched on him.
Over he went.
It's one of those ones, you know, where the water comes on and lifts you out of the seat and you land on the side of it and you just roll out. It's so easy to do.
He's in a bit of a nasty spot there too, Trevor. He keeps breaking continuously on that spot, so he's got a bit of work to do, Tannen.
That'd be a shame for him if he actually has had such a good series so far.
Yeah, and they're the guys that have gone. Cole, Bevilacqua, Trembath, Allen, Josh Minogue. So eliminator again this time. Our bottom 5 go, then we'll have 6 to race it off. So it's all or nothing.
There we go. That's Dane Farrell there. He's sitting right next to, you can see Kai Hurst, number 5 there. Kai. Go around me, Dane. My rudder has snapped. So he snapped his rudder. Nice sportsmanship, by the way. He's actually let him know. That is horrible. Kai, second in the series at the moment.
Without a rudder, you can't turn. It takes forever to turn around on a ski without a rudder. This is huge. This could be Kai's series right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, in life, people say things are rudderless or people are rudderless. It means no direction. So he's got a real battle on his hands here. Kai Hurst, as we look up the front, and Kendrick Louis leads the way. Then Hayden White after that good sprint with Wesberg, and Matt Poole back there in 6, so he's teetering on the edge.
This is where Kai Hurst was leading the series a couple of years ago, and he missed the can in the swim leg, the back can. Only cost him sort of, 10 seconds he saved, but he got disqualified from the race, lost the series for that year. Newcastle, not a happy hunting ground at the moment for Kai Hurst, and it's a shame. Look at Shannon Eckstein on the right there, pushing over to join this front crew.
Wow, that's some great paddling right there from Shannon. Joins his brother Kane.
Wave standing up.
Shannon's held that. That's great surfing there. Hayden White's gone sideways.
There we go. Hold on, Hayden. He's got to just hold his ski.
Oh, over he goes. Now, as good as we look at these front runners going, how difficult is it for Kai when your rudder's broken as we look at the replay of Hayden White?
Oh, you'll see it here. You'll see. Well, let's see what he does with his leg. He throws it over that side and then that flips you over. Bang, away he goes that way. Always happens. Don't like that when I try and teach people. Don't put your foot on that side. But anyway, that's what you do. Inexperience, as you say, Kai Hurst on the wave out there on the right-hand side. He's second in from the right on the white ski, and he was doing okay. So he's actually steering that ski basically paddle-wise. This is where it's going to get difficult.
Which is amazing, really, Trevor, to think you've got no rudder. He's amazing, Kai Hurst. So he's not out of it. As Pooley just has a little mishap on the edge here. Up he gets. He needs to get going, Cooley. This is really close racing here.
Yeah, he's right on the edge. The bottom guys go, and then we'll have 6 to finish it off to see who wins the day. Matt Poole comes round. Kai Hurst in very unfamiliar territory in 11th. He yells out to his coach, my rudder snaps. So what can he do now?
Well, we talked about it before. Now you've got to let it go. He's got 2 great legs to go. He's got the best swim leg in the business of all time, but he has to leave that behind. Can he do it? He's certainly capable of it.
100%, Trevor. He definitely can, as we're on board here with Wesley Berg.
Didn't miss his board that time.
Thank goodness he'll be relieved.
What a great athlete Wes is, and what a great teacher too.
We first met, I guess it definitely, wasn't his looks was the attraction, but the main goal was to win that world title. But I think also for me too was, to really make Joel so competitively strong and mentally strong that he was untouchable. 2012, being world champion definitely wouldn't happen without Wes. He's not pushing, it's no drilling into you, pointing in your chest, it's more he props you up and you got this, you get through it. So it's a lot of positive stuff, and as much as my mind is screaming to tell Wes where to shove it, I never would. Some sessions, where I do the entire session with him, but normally I come off the back of swimming training, my own little gym set, and come in here, so I'm pretty fatigued when that normally happens. Well, that's what I tell him when he beats me anyway. I'm a little bit behind Joel as far as, fatherhood is, so I get so much advice off him, like what to do and how to do and how to get out of things, and I suppose that's more of the mentoring role Joel has for me, is fatherhood. Never in my wildest dreams I thought I'd do it for 17 years, and I suppose achieve what I have in the sport, and let alone, do what I've done with Joel and the other guys that I train in the gym, so it's been pretty magical. I'd like to race one more year after this year, and then I'd probably have enough by then.
Wes Berg, look at determination, and he's a great character, isn't he? He's got a lot of life in that face.
Those two both are a bit of a bromance going on there, but the difference between, Kai Hurst has fallen off again on the board. As I just talk about that, he's having a horrible day.
Anyone predict that he'd win today?
Yeah, it's all that extra weight on his back as we see him come in here, and it just gets skipped straight off.
I'm going to have to go to apologise to him after this race. Fair income.
What I was going to say was that Joel Parkinson and Wes Berg, the difference is one's got a leg rope, the other one doesn't need one as they're walking up the beach, and that's the difference between an Ironman and a surfer. But both great Aussie sportsmen, and
whoa,
great to see them working together. Tannen spun around backwards.
Watch this, Trevor, doing the right thing, popping the board, trying to get his nose up over the white water. Done like a 360 standing up in the air. But the good thing was he held onto his board. He didn't lose it, which is very crucial. Didn't panic.
He had a good look on his face too then. He didn't curse or swear straight away, and he just looked like he went, well, I've done this, and moved on. So I like the way he's going about his business, Tannen. That's going to cost him a little bit though, that extra distance with one leg to go after this. He's got to get in that top 6, and now not in that position.
Yeah, can Kai Hurst come back? He'll need some sort of miracle, but he is a very, very strong swimmer, as we know. So he's right down the back. Bottom 5 to go, top 6 to progress and see who wins the day.
It's Kai Hurst with swim to go. You can never write that guy. I've seen the guy come from last many a time to be back in the picture. You can't write Kai off yet.
I've seen him inspire whole beaches at Australian surf races and stuff like that. I think it's 9 Australian surf races he's competed in a row. A couple he wasn't at, and he's won all 9 of those. Incredible the way he picks up waves and things from everywhere. Real star of the sport, life-saving as a whole, not just Ironman.
Kendrick Louis lost in space there for a little bit. You got Mitch Miller now back in 6th. Hayden White, of course, in 7th.
That's the red zone.
They're teetering on the edge.
Hayden looks like he might. Dane Farrell's just going to drop off the back of that, but Whitey's got a nice wave to bring him through, and that's like Christmas, that. He'll get a nice little rest, try and recover and get himself back in the game here. So a couple of nice little waves there as the leaders had to paddle pretty much the whole way in.
And more importantly, the third wave back, those guys have missed that next wave. It looked like it was going to get them, and they'd be 1 wave behind. That's given a buffer now to 4, 5 and 6 to get through to this final. Look at that, 2 waves gap.
Yeah, and we saw Matty Poole on board with him there, furiously paddling. And the top 6 get through as we see Shannon come up the beach. There's the returning veteran Nathan Smith, just behind the legend Eckstein. Matty Poole, of course, the nemesis of Shannon Eckstein throughout the course of it. Great to see his dad has the shirt off again today. And that's Mitchie Miller.
Mitchie Miller there. It's a Chase Hayden White up the beach. Dane Farrell coming out with the blue hair for Beyond Blue. There's the man of the moment in the wrong sense. Poor Kai Hurst is back there after a few mistakes and he's way back. Busted rudder. He's had a bad day today. Not in position at the moment.
Can he perform a miracle in the swim? We'll be back with more of the Nutri-Grain Ironman series after these beautiful pictures of the Newcastle area. Up close and personal here in the Nutri-Grain Ironman series. Welcome back to Nine's Wide World of Sports. Of course, this is the eliminator format, race 2, and the big story here is Kai Hurst, who's been nipping at the heels of Shannon Eckstein through the whole series, is struggling out the back. He had a rudder break on him and things have not gone right today.
Yeah, we can see Kai Hurst just jumping that rip over to the left. He'll try and make his way back up to this pack, but he does have a lot of work to do. But he's done it before. We see some great shots from the Seabob, our underwater camera there of Shannon Eckstein. That was awesome.
Kai knowing exactly what position he's in. He was swimming across the reef patch there on the way out. That's where the water's flying on that edge. But these front 6 guys are right out in front at the moment. This is going to be disaster for Kai in a series sense. We can see our cameraman coming along underneath there. And what a great shot we're getting underneath. Perfect technique if you really broke it down. Great surf swimming from this crew. There's 6 pretty much in touch together.
And the thing is, you mentioned it before in the past few weeks, that swimming for all of them has gone so far up the pole that Kai, although he's great, as we see a couple of guys catch these waves, that's Matty Poole centre screen, a few all over the top of each other, that they're all great swimmers now.
They really are, and Kai Hurst was the first one to push that pace. He actually trialled to swim 1,500 metres for Australia at the Olympics, got 3rd, very, very close, but he's actually a better surf swimmer than he is a pool swimmer. Some guys have tried to come from pool swimming to surf and haven't been able to do stuff like that, or certainly swim through the chops. Kai Hurst, that's his wave that he might just need. He's going to be somewhere in touch, but maybe not enough time.
Yeah, as Kendrick Louis comes out of the beach, he's through. Matty Poole's through. Kane Eckstein is through. So top 6 here. Mitch Miller. Where's Shannon Eckstein? I'm surely he knows. He was in that top 6. He's got to be close by. Hopefully we haven't seen anything dramatic happen to him. Yeah, there is Nathan Smith and Shannon, just cruise missile stuff, just comes in behind, knows exactly where he is, and everyone from him has gone. Kai knows how valuable these points are. Although he won't race in the final, he's trying to stay up the beach and stay ahead of as many as he can because he has been in 2nd.
Whoa, that was Tannen just in front of him there, and that's going to drop him back and out of the running for the series this year. Heavy.
Yeah, looking for a place to hide, Kai Hurst today. Kendrick Louis, Matt Poole, Kane Eckstein, Mitch Miller, Nathan Smith and Shannon Eckstein, and they will be the guys that battle it out in the final.
It's great to see Mitchie Miller and Nathan Smith back up there in that final. That's a great result for those guys today. You see Hayden White, Tannen Linden, Kai Hurst, Farrell and Berg eliminated.
Who would have ever thought that Kai Hurst would be there? It puts him in a perilous position overall. Let's get down to Roz, who is on the beach.
Matt, congratulations, you're through, an important result.
Yeah, definitely. I just noticed Kai bowed out then, so it's kind of freed up a couple of points maybe to try and strike between me and Kendrick, get ourselves closer to that runner-up position. But yeah, the 3rd and final race, I guess this is the one that counts, so it's tough. We've got to stand up and deliver.
Yeah, stand up and deliver. There it is, Kai Hurst. Well, he didn't today, and he had a few things go against him, but he'll be sitting watching like all of us. Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, Kendrick Louis, Kane Eckstein. There they are, the top 6. Matty Poole.
Board pickup, very important. You saw the sense of anticipation on their face. The gun's about to go. This is it. This is the race. This is the most important thing. And so many points come down to this race right here now, but also possibly first win for the season for one of these guys.
like you said on that line, you could see them taking deep breaths, you could see the focus in the eyes, and you can see all their determination on their faces, and the rate is up. And these guys would be hurting. Third race of the day, they'd be stinging, but look at the pace. There's Kendrick Louis, he's got a great start out there on that left side.
Well, we saw the rudder go on Kai Hurst last time, but these guys, that's a nice reminder for them to know how just one thing going wrong can tip it for you.
Yeah, exactly right, Tim. And like we talk about a lot of the time, it only takes one mistake and your race is over. So they've really got to focus and concentrate and make sure their race is mistake-free.
Wow, look at that Indian file. They're all in a row. We call it Indian file where the back one paddles up. But, of course, Kendrick Louis is not going to slow down for Shannon Eckstein at the back to paddle all the way up. He'll get around and have first crack at the first wave after the second can. But I haven't seen that for a long time. They must be a little tired and just happy to be on the wash.
Just the furious pace they went out. It seemed funny how it all just slowed down into the Indian file. And I think a bit of a wave came through and sorted them out. So that left-hand side sort of shot out, and that's just how the way it's planned out. But look, there's a bit of a gap.
That's incredible. That's 2 wavelengths there of actually get around and get onto something. Let's see how it pans out. Kendrick Louis, he needs to get a payback here for all the hard work. He's put himself in a good position, and this might be it. Can he get down it? No. That could leave him exposed a little. Shannon Eckstein at the back needs to get a little move on as well. And he does. He picks up a run.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Tim, look at this. That's going to be 6.
Wow-wee.
Just stalking them at the back, wasn't he? Just looking at them all. Furious at the front, and Shannon was just cruising. Now they're all together. That's a nice picture, isn't it?
Wow, you've done one hard leg as they sprint along. Oh, Nathan Smith. Let's have a look at this. Nathan Smith is flying on, hits a chop or something, and on his face, slips off the board.
Someone shot him.
Quicker than you can see it. Smithy won't be happy with that. He was on the leading wave and now he's not. That's how quickly your fortune can turn.
And that's the mistake we're talking about. That one mistake, Trevor, and look at Smitty now. He's out the back door. A lot of work to do. You've got to limit your mistakes.
And you've seen the same from Kane Eckstein there, dropped off that wave as well, somehow.
How's the body feeling now, guys?
Well, fatigued, a little lethargic, but also full of lactic acid. You're starting to get heavy and tight. You haven't got the same sprint ability inside of you. Mitch Miller doing a great job here, takes the lead. Good for him.
Having a good day, the guy from the Sunshine Coast, Mitch Miller.
Take a seat now, sun me hiding, fire dying, my palms are dry. Oh, I thoughts align, and I am able.
Perth wasn't really good for me the first 2 rounds. I was racing really well. My first race on the Saturday was really good, and just unfortunately got absolutely smashed in the ski league. I think I ran around 5th in the last ski leg of the last lap. I copped 5 bombs on the head and pretty much got me to last, so yeah, it wasn't too good. I've sort of been training with one of my close friends, Jeff Lamazian, doing a bit of stuff with him, and really changed my whole dynamic. Having someone there that's there when you're doing all the hard work and everything, it makes life a lot easier, and I had a lot of things to work on and just trying to train harder and never sort of give up and ready for the long haul.
Wow, Mitch Miller, and doesn't that show you the human face of these young athletes that put their heart and soul into this sport? Great young man. It's good to see him doing well again.
Yeah, Mitchy Miller, he's a good kid, and I think he's just starting to realise how talented he is, so it's good to see him back up there.
Yeah, and while people are enjoying all the beautiful restaurants and other parts of Noosa, Mitch is just training, and this is where he's at. He's in the top 6 in this race today, really performing well. Another guy that has performed well the last few years, on the podium the last couple of years, is on the beach with Ros Kelly here in Newcastle.
Who do you think's going to take it out?
I'm in a tough, I'm in the Mooloolaba corner, obviously. I'd love to see those guys do well.
Emotions aside.
Yeah, emotions aside, it's very hard. I think, between Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein today, and like I said before, you can't write off Kendrick either and Kane Eckstein.
Let's talk tactics. Shannon Eckstein, he's such a force. How do you stop him?
Yeah, Shannon Eckstein is a force, you're right. for the last 10 years, he wins these eliminators and he wins them pretty easily. So I think sometimes you got to take the pace up to him and see how he reacts and things like that. I know personally last year when I raced him, it was a 5-round eliminator, and you get to the third race and Shannon Eckstein's still at 60%. So tactically, it is so hard to beat a guy like him, and I know you can't write off guys like Matt Poole today. He's a very explosive athlete.
Thanks for your insight.
Thanks, Ross. Cheers.
Ali Day giving us a bit of an athlete's view of how this all works. Fascinating stuff, as we saw the pictures, the great pictures of Kane Eckstein underwater.
And just as he was talking about it, we see a wave here out the back.
Smitty out the back.
He's got down it. Kane Eckstein's going to try and pick up on the edge. We saw Shannon Eckstein take the inside of the swim can. Smitty comes all the way through and right on the tail of that field. It's worth mentioning, no matter how this race goes, Shannon Eckstein's been so incredible for so long because he really does know how to pace these races, and to have won these races over and over again for 10 years, unbelievable athlete. And there he is sitting on the left of the field, right there again.
And as they swim through this deep gutter again, that outside break, breaks through, fills up through this gutter. That wave, look, it's put Smitty straight back in the picture. This is a really close race. Little shory here. This will make a little bit of a difference to a few competitors.
Yeah, and that's Kendrick Louis out in front. Kendrick Louis, of course, as we look at the other guys, it's almost like they're just standing there waiting for transport to pick them up as Kendrick just moves through, and he'll hit the beach first.
That's huge. That is huge. This has set up this race. This could be Kendrick Louis' second win of the year if he can hold this.
With the Poole Eckstein gate that we've been watching the last couple of races, we haven't been talking about Kendrick. Can he win it? We'll find out very, very soon. Well, here we are, Channel 9's Wide World of Sports, the final chapter in this, the penultimate round of the Nutri-Grain Ironman series. Kendrick Louis in one, Poole, Shannon Eckstein, Nathan Smith, Mitch Miller, Kane Eckstein, and if you've just jumped in, Kai Hurst eliminated in the last round.
Reece, I am nervous. I've got nervous flutters as I go in this last leg. You can feel the whole energy rise. These guys are so determined. Look at Kendrick Louis there, and you know Shannon Eckstein's chasing. You know Matt Poole on the right there is absolutely tonguing to win this race.
Look at the rate from Pooley there and the rate from Kendrick. He's shooting out there like a rocket. The pace is on. You can feel, like you said, that intensity and the pressure. It's all building, and they're going for it. And I think Kendrick's going to slip out here.
And Shannon's skipping over these little waves. This could play a bit of a part here. He's actually staying in touch, even though he's going up and down. Kendrick Louis over the back. He's going to get out no problems at all. Shannon's flying out on the left. Matt Poole on board with him. And look at him looking across as well. Shannon has another wave in front of him. No, he's over it. Kendrick's over it. There's so many little things going on in this field.
He was just airborne then too. Kendrick kept his balance and off he goes.
Such a big lead though, Kendrick Louis. He's turned it up, almost missing, as we mentioned before in the last couple of rounds, because we were all so gripped by what was going on with Shannon Eckstein and Matt Poole. And they are prominent there right at the moment, but there seems to be a winning lead right here with Kendrick Louis. The boy from Newport up there, the beautiful northern beaches in Sydney, and Kendrick Louis got a bit of fresh air between him and the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's in no Newport holiday moment at the moment. He's actually flying along, holding this lead. Matt Poole chasing him, Shannon Eckstein right behind. But Reece, look how good Kendrick looks. He's going away.
Look how strong. All three are paddling really strong, but Kendrick has increased his lead as we see Pooley coming around. Look at him gritting his teeth. He's got Shannon bearing down on him. This is a close race, but Kendrick, he should turn and get first crack at these runners and waves.
And they are good little runners and waves too today. So what he needs to do is get that line right into the beach, get on the first wave he possibly can. Shannon hasn't given up. He never will.
Look at the composure on his face. Never looks panicked. He's just so composed.
Well, you know what he's got in his mind, don't you? Shannon, he always wants to come through. Matt Poole's still got a bit of a break on him, though, in second spot. But Kendrick Louis, all he has to do is pick up the right wave here. Just a little swell, and this could be his chance.
Can Kendrick Louis just cruise to the finish line here? All our key players in this drama are in the finish here. You've got Kendrick Louis, you've got Matt Poole, you've got Shannon Eckstein. Look at Eckstein just staying in there.
Look at Shannon. He's on top. He's almost off the back. He's looking like he's going over the back.
He's still going, Trevor. He's still going. Got it.
Shannon Eckstein has come down the face of the wave. Kendrick Louis is looking around. Where is he?
Shakes his head.
Oh, he can't believe it. He thought he was just cruising to the finish line. Look, he's still out in front. Can Shannon Eckstein catch him? Kendrick Louis had this enormous lead around the cans.
Holding off to the right there. Shannon's going to be on the better line near the finish. Kendrick's going to come across the shallow bank. Look at Shannon still holding the ski. The wave hasn't even caught Kendrick yet.
Oh, what an astonishing finish. He's just bobbing up and down in the surf as Kendrick Louis. And Shannon Eckstein, the professor, the cruise missile, jumps off. He's going to win it. How did he do that?
Oh, Kendrick slips.
Kendrick. Oh, talk about insult to injury. He slips over. Shannon Eckstein, you make your own luck when you're a champion. And that's exactly what he is. A couple of high fives, hits the tape, and Kendrick Louis will give the hand out, but he won't be too impressed. He shakes his head. I think that Shannon almost apologised to him there.
Apologised?
Couldn't believe it.
Matt Poole, the big combatant of Shannon in the last couple of times, he runs across in third place. Oh, unbelievable finish. I can't believe how big these three have been this season. Nathan Smith comes into fifth.
How good is that? Shannon Eckstein, what a freak.
Oh, that was a really different finish, wasn't it? You talk about cream rising, and there he is, 20 points to Shannon Eckstein. Kendrick Louis on 17 keeps him right in it for Coolum. Matt Poole there, Hayden White, Tannen Linden, Kai Hurst, only the 8 points.
Getting further down, Wes Berg, Cam Cole down there. That's going to cost them the season for sure, a requalification. Matt Bevilacqua, Thomas Trembath, Hayden Ellerman, Joshy Minogue in last place today.
The beach was just pumping as they watched this out-and-out champion, Shannon Eckstein, just gives a little drink to his beautiful little girl there. And a real family man these days, and he just cruised home, didn't he? Gives a wry smile to his wife. He knew that there was an element of luck, but you make your own luck, don't you, as we look at the overall standings?
Yes, wife Belinda kisses Shannon Eckstein, 94 points, 19 points in front going to the last round. Wow, Wes Berg, Nate Smith, Matt Bevilacqua, Mitch Miller, Joshy Minogue, Hayden Ellerman, all going to be out of qualification.
You'd think he had a winning lead, Shannon, but who will know? There's one round to go, and the young guns are nipping at his heels. Of course, extraordinary today in Newcastle. Shannon Eckstein, as he has a little chat with Matty Poole, eh? Mates again. Good to see the guys having a chin wag. We're going to hear from the major protagonists after this, Kai Hurst. Oh, what a day for him.
Welcome back to Newcastle Beach, and what a weekend for Shannon Eckstein. Look at him there just taking that medal once again. It's a familiar spot for him. Joining us right now, the man himself. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thanks very much. You know, I used my luck up there to feel really sorry for Kendrick, but you got to take it when you can in surf, and yeah, it's a nice feeling to win.
He was out in front for a while, had that lead. You know, talk us through that.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you're in his position. You just got to chase every little bump that's there. There was no big wave for him to get, and I was lucky. I turned the can, got one little runner, and then chased this runner that I thought might turn into a wave. There was probably 3 or 4 times I thought, yeah, you're going down it. No, you're not. You're off the back. Yeah, and I kept chasing, and I looked over it. I thought if you go down this, you might slew, and like you might end up 6th here. You're going to take the risk, and I just went for it, and yeah, lucky to catch him. And then he got me in round 2 up the beach, so I got him today.
Ended up with the goods.
Well, it's a tough format, you know. Race 3, the other 2 races. It's a hard day at the office, but you lifted, but it was back and forth too in the swim leg, you were saying.
Yeah, it's the kind of format, if you get a good start and stay out in the first 3, you can sort of cruise around, but today I didn't do that. I was sort of battling in the sort of the red zone for both race 1 and race 2, and you know, I sort of had to work a bit harder than I thought I needed to, but yeah, at the end of the day, I gave it my all. Trying to wrap up this series is crucial going to Coolum to get some good points before that, because Coolum could throw up any surf.
It's going to be tough for you, though. You're in that number 1 spot now. It's going to take a miracle for someone else to try and get that spot.
Yeah, I haven't done the maths yet, but You know, Kai didn't make the top 6 then, and Pooley finished 3rd, so I get 5 more points on Pooley. So hopefully, you know, if I finish in the top 10 at Coolum, I can wrap up number 8.
Congratulations again from us here. Awesome weekend, and we're going to throw right now to Roz. She's with Kendrick.
We all thought you had that win wrapped up. Did you see Shannon coming?
I saw him coming. He's always there. You know he's always going to be there. And I thought I might have kicked away a little bit getting over some of those waves, and he must have just snuck around him. And it was so close, but it just shows that he's always there. And, you know, you've just got to put the hammer down when you can. You know, I don't know if I was close to getting a wave on the way in, and I sort of let it go, but it was quite fat. I gave it everything I had, and I looked around, I saw Shannon just on the top of a wave, and he managed to pull down it, and I was sort of cringed when I saw him get down it, and then my end down here, it was just, there was nothing happening, it just died out. He got a little double up, you know, it was sort of similar conditions to round 2 in Western Australia. You know, he got the better run off it, and, you know, all credit to the bloke. It shows he never gives up, and, you know, at one point I wanted to drop my shoulder around the flag, but I think he had too much of a lead on me, so...
There's been too much controversy with that the last few rounds.
Yeah, the gap was closed there, well and truly closed, so I don't think I would have made a fool of myself. But as much as I want to beat the guy, if I want to see someone win a race, it's probably him. And he'd come across the line and apologise to me, and that means a lot to me. It's, I put a lot into what I do, and I look up to him a lot. And I found myself a couple of years ago watching YouTube videos of Shannon winning races, and that's how I want to be. I want to follow what he does. He wins everything. He's like Kelly Slater kind of thing, and when he is racing, it's awesome because you're racing the best in the world, and no one's ever been as good as him. You've got guys like Kai who have, they were equal with Australian titles and stuff like that, but Shannon's he just keeps going and going and going, and he always backs up after an injury or sickness or whatever, and he still wins. So,
what is there to race for in Coolum for you?
A lot of pride. It's one of these things. No matter if you're racing for points or whatever, you put your foot on the line wanting to win. It's what I've always raced for. I race because I enjoy it and I love it. And as much as I'd love to win an Ironman series, I'm hoping it's coming. And I guess if I can follow what he's doing, I guess I'm on the right track. So,
well, congratulations on the second. See you in Coolum.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roz. Reece, let's check out the women's standings there. Obviously, Courtney's up on top.
Yeah, she's leading the way, and rightfully so. She's been outstanding the whole series. Liz Plume is not too far behind, and this is what everyone expected, and this is what everyone wanted. Those two just going at it as hard as they can to see who's going to be the champion this year.
Well, it's very close in the women's, but the men's, it's a lot clearer, isn't it?
Yeah, Shannon's been dominant.
How does that comeback rate? You've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, it's right up there. It was phenomenal for Shannon to do that in the third race, in the final ski leg. He would have been hurting that much, and to find the strength and energy to do what he did was absolutely amazing. So it's right up there with one of the best things I've seen.
The 7-time series champ, Shannon Exine, he is up there. He's going for it. Liz Plumers, also Courtney Hancock. It's going to be a great race in Coolum. We'll see you guys next week.